bhagavān bhagahā nandī vanamālī halāyudhaḥ ādityō jyōtirādityaḥ sahiṣṇurgatisattamaḥ.
Bhagavān. I think we had come across this word earlier also. One who has got the 6 glories. Bhaga means glory. So one who has got, according to our Puranas, one who has got all these 6 glories in infinite measure, not little, not in finite measure, in infinite measure, which means we can't measure it, we can't compare it. 6 glories, 6 bhagas, one who has got is addressed as Bhagavan. So what are the 6 we need to know? So who is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is one who has got the 6 glories. What are the 6 glories? It is there in the Vishnu Purana. It says, well, Aishwarya, I am reading out from here, wealth, power, dharma, fame, character, knowledge, dispassion. Slightly power in some in the Bhagavad it is called as Ishwaratva, lordliness. Both mean the same. One who is the Lord is got power also. So therefore Ishwaratva, lordliness, plentifulness and prosperity, Veeratva should be there, fame, Yashas, Kirti should be there, Shri, wealth should be there, knowledge should be there, Jnana, and Vairagya should be there. When all the others are there, Vairagya need not come, because we get attached to power, name, fame, etc. But when all the 5 are there, the 6th one is Vairagya over there. So Bhagavan has got all these beautiful glories in infinite measure, yet detached from everything, because Vairagya also he has got. So such a one is called as Bhagavan. Also the same Vishnu Purana says, one who knows. What does he know? Utpatti and Pralaya. Utpatti means creation, the beginning of everything, and Pralaya means the end of everything. These are all the mysteries of nature which we do not know. Who knows? Only Bhagavan knows. So one who knows the secret behind these 3 mysteries. What are they? One who knows the beginning and the end of not only we. Our birth and our death is a mystery for all of us. For all the worlds, for the beginning of everything and the end of everything. Who knows? He alone knows it, because he is the one who created, and ultimately he is the one who dissolves away everything. So he alone knows. So one who has got the knowledge of Utpatti and Pralaya, the beginning and the end. Also he knows what is Gati, Gata and Agata, that which comes and that which goes, means arrival and departure. Not only human beings, everything. How everything comes into manifestation and how everything goes back to unmanifestation. From the unmanifest we became manifest, all the world with things and beings. From the manifest everything goes back into unmanifest. So coming and going, arriving and departure, Lord alone knows. And also he is the only one who knows what knowledge means and what ignorance means. We talk about knowledge, we talk about Vidya and Avidya. So one who knows all these 3 pairs of opposites, he is called as Bhagavan, is what the Puranas tell us. So Bhagavan is the only one who has got all these 6 glories in infinite measure, as well as he knows all these 3 pairs of opposites, Utpatti and Pralaya, Gatim and Agatim, and also Vidya and Avidya. None of us really know anything about these, and therefore he is called as Bhagavan. Bhagahā, Ha means to kill, to destroy. So Bhagahā means one who destroys the glory. In the sense, he alone is. From him alone, from where did these glories come into manifestation? It came from him only. He alone is the source for all his glories. He alone is the source for everything which has come also. what came and what went back. He alone is the source of both Vidya and Avidya also. Finally, during deluge or Mahapralaya, where will it all go back? It will all go back into him only. So it all came out of him and it will all go back into him. Therefore, he is called as bhagavān and he is also called as bhagahā. It's like a spider. When a spider is moving along the wall and it will go to a corner, and then from itself it will take out of its own saliva, it will create a very beautiful web, spider's web, and it stays over there. From there it becomes the home for the spider, and then some insects come, flying insect come, it gets caught over there. That becomes the food for the spider. And afterwards, if the spider wants to go away anywhere, or if we just touch it and disturb it, what will it do? The entire web that it had so beautifully created, it just puts it all into itself and moves to another place. And then again from itself it creates the web. If a spider can do it, small little insect, very insignificant it is. But look at the capacity of it. So brilliantly it creates out of its own. From where does the web come from? Web threads come from? It comes from itself. So Anagha, earlier we had gone through it. So from itself it draws out the threads, and out of it it creates a very beautiful web. It's also very geometrical shape. Architecture is there over there. And then it plays about, it roams around, it does its activity, and then when it wants to go to another place, it just pulls back everything into itself and then moves to another place. If a spider can do it, spider is a creation of bhagavān. What all can bhagavān do? So from him all his glories come. And a little bit of the glory is manifest in many in our Mahatma, in our good people, virtuous people. From where did they get all their goodness? So if we are wealthy, that's a reflection of his glory. If we are famous, Kirti Lakshmi we say. It's a reflection of his glory. If you've got a lot of strength, valor, veeratva is there, it's a reflection of his glory. Everything is a reflection of his glory. If we have vairagya in our lives, we are able to say no, it's not easy, it's a reflection of his glory, which means nothing is ours. So if we have any of these glories, which we say, our characteristics, our qualities, beautiful qualities, from where did all those beautiful qualities come? They all came from him only. It's 1 million, not even 1 million, 1 millionth of his glory that we are seeing in a person. And we say, oh, he is so famous, he is so rich, he is so powerful, he is so strong, mighty. He is so uncompromising. It's just a reflection. It's not even the tip of the iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg of Lord's own glory which we are seeing. So where did it all come from? It came from him. Where will it ultimately go back? It will all go back into him only. So bhagahā, ānandī. Earlier we had seen Nanda, Nandati. I think it had earlier come. Ānandī means one who gives delight to everybody. Bhagavān can never ever give fear to us. Bhagavān can never ever give to us, become scared of him or fearful of him. He is the one who just gives delight to everybody. He gives joy. He gives happiness. Why? That's his nature. Whereas in our case, somebody may say, I don't even want to see her. Why? When I see her, I get agitated. I get troubled. Anxiety comes to me. The mere, even if you, say her name, I get anxious. We are the type. In the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan, when he is enumerating the qualities of a dear devotee, he says, one who never ever troubles and upsets the world and doesn't allow the world of being, to never ever upset him or bring agitations and excitement in him. Such a person is my devotee. The sheer presence of my devotee, Bhagavan says, can never bring anxiety, excitement and other things in the people. And also he never gets anxious or agitated because of his environment. So Bhagavan's nature, what is his nature? His nature is only to give happiness and joy and delight to everybody. Why? That is his nature. He can't but give this. So Anandi means one who always gives. He is of the nature of bliss. Ananda Swarupa he is. Mangala Swarupa he is. It can't be otherwise. So the Lord enters into our life, and then we can never be sorrowful and grief and with pain and sad. It can't be at all. Even we see all the devotees of the Lord, many of them, the moment the Lord's grace has come, they don't become multimillionaires and wealthy people. They're still living in their poverty. So from our standpoint, their life is not comfortable at all, because basic also they don't have. The Lord's devotees, if we go through the life of many of our saints, but from their standpoint, they are the richest people. They are the happiest people. Why? Bhagavān has entered into their lives what more? They are reveling and reveling and reveling in his thoughts, or in being associated with him. So Anandi, vanamālī, the one who has got a beautiful garland of all flowers. We are told vanamāla, actually Vaijayanti mala mean wild flowers, we are told. All different wild flowers. So each flower has got its own shape, form, its own color scheme, its own fragrance over there. All of them very beautifully, and the different varieties, all of them have been beautifully tied into a mala over there. That is known as Vaijayanti mala, vanamala. Vana actually means forest. So forest flowers, wild flowers, we can even bring in leaves over there, tulsi mala. So therefore a beautiful garland of leaves and flowers. Bhagavān is always wearing it around him and about him. What does it represent for us? Leaves and flowers belong to Mother Nature. So it looks like nature herself has become a beautiful garland for him. She adores him. He is the one who has created her. Nature is nothing but he himself in a different form, but in a way she is adoring him, because he is the one who has created her. So how will she adore him? Whatever she has got, all her beauty has all been collected and made into a garland, and that is what we see on the Lord's, around the Lord's neck. So vanamala, therefore it should bring to us Mother Nature. It should bring into our mind the concept of Mother Nature when we see the mala on the Lord. Any Lord, it need not be only Krishna. We've seen all our Lords, Devi always sporting a garland of leaves and flowers. This is what should bring, it should bring into our mind. And how do the flowers and leaves come? From the trees. Where are the trees? They are grounded in Mother Earth. And Mother Earth can never give just the leaves and flowers without water, without heat. So Agni Tattva comes there, Water Tattva comes there, Bhumi Tattva is already there, air should be there. In vacuum, plants will not grow, space should be there. So the mala that is there around the Lord's neck represents for us the Panchamahabhutas also. So all of them have become a mala. The product of the Panchamahabhutas, which are the flowers and the leaves, have all become a garland to him. They are adoring him over there. So that's the meaning of vanamālī. Halāyudhaḥ. Halāyudhaḥ means one who carries with him that weapon, plough. Plough is called as halāyudhaḥ. Ayudha it is. The plough is the weapon for whom? The plough is the weapon for Balarama, who is Krishna's brother. We know that. So he never needed any other weapon. Krishna had the Sudarshana. So each deity has got her or his own weapon. But what does Balarama have? Balarama is none other than the avatar of Adishesha. What does he have? For him, the plough itself is enough. He can use it as a weapon to punish the unrighteous. So therefore, Bhagavān is identifying himself with Balarama also. Shesha also I am. Again in the 10th chapter, Bhagavān says, amongst the Nagas, I am Adishesha, he says. So he is Vishnu, he is Adishesha also, therefore he is Krishna and he is Balarama also. All are he himself in a different form. So one who carries with him the weapon, the plough as the weapon, Balarama, I am, Bhagavan says over here. Balarama, Ādityāḥ, the one who was born as the son of Aditi. Here Vamana Avatara is indicated. We have gone through it exhaustively earlier. Vamana had come, and Tripada, so many names of Vamana Avatara were there. We have gone through not only the story part, but we have even gone through the significance of it. So Ādityāḥ is already over. Aditya means son of Aditi and sage Kashyapa. Vamana Avatara is being included over here. Ādityāḥ, we had already finished in the last class. So the next one, jyōtirādityaḥ. Here Aditya means the sun, Lord Sun, Surya Bhagavan. The one who is the son of Aditi is known as Aditya. So Lord Sun over there. Jyoti means the brilliance that is there in the sun. In the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, again the Lord tells us, amongst the luminous celestial bodies, I am the sun. This is so important for us to have heat and light. Both of them are associated with Lord Sun. If there is no heat and there is no light, there wouldn't have been life on this planet at all. So therefore Bhagavan is identifying himself with the Jyoti over there, with the light over there, with the brilliance over there. And light and brilliance is accompanied by heat also. They all go together. So therefore jyotirādityaḥ sahiṣṇuh, one who has got extreme patience, infinite patience. Bhagavan has got lot of patience because he knows our shortcomings, he knows our drawbacks, he knows that we will make mistakes in spite of assuring him that we will not make mistakes. But now and then, very often in fact, we keep on making mistakes. And if the Lord at every point of time becomes angry with all of us, then there is no hope for us at all. So Bhagavan is extremely patient with all of us, and then he takes care of us. He knows that we will make mistakes, just as we forgive our children. We know children will make mistakes. They come back and say, no, I'm sorry, I will not do this again, I will not make this mistake again. But we know in spite of it, they will repeat it again. So in our mature understanding, we forgive and forget the mistake that the children have made. So infinite patience is needed. Not only with respect to mistakes. We know how much of patience the teachers of the small children, how much of patience they should have. Especially the LKG, the UKG, the first standard, wherein the children are just being introduced to the alphabets, to the numbers. How many times the teacher has to tell the child how to write A, how to write B, how to write C, but it will write reverse. So the teacher has to hold the hand of the child. First of all, it should be made to hold the chalk piece in its hand in the beginning, and then write. So the teacher has to hold the child's hand and then make it right. How many times our own teacher must have done it for us. If we are left to ourselves, we know we will not be able to do a good job. So C is supposed to be written in one way, we will write C ulta. M has to be written in one way, we will write it ulta. It will look like W. So how much of patience the teacher has to have? 1, 2, 3, 4, teaching us numbers. What comes after 1, what comes after 2, what comes after 3. To put it all into us, the teacher needs enormous patience. If the teacher doesn't have patience, we wouldn't never have learnt and come to this stage wherein we are all. It's much easier to teach children, the middle school children and the high school children and the college students, than the little ones. So much of patience is needed. Similarly, why they are children? We are also children on the evolutionary path. So therefore the Lord has to have infinite patience with us. So sahiṣṇuh, it also means that the Lord, when it comes to pairs of opposite, raga and dvesha, heat and cold, honor, dishonor, joy and sorrow, victory and defeat, profit and loss, these are all pairs of opposites. When these, and all of them will come visiting us. Never will there be only one factor for us. So now joy, now happiness, sorrow. Then again joy will come. It keeps on going. Heat will come, then cold will be there, then again heat. Summer will come, then again winter will come. We know all these things. Nothing is permanent in our lives. Everything comes and goes, comes and goes. So when things come and go, we know how we not even respond, we react to it. We get agitated, we get excited. We do not know how to handle the pairs of opposites when they come to us. We do not know how to balance ourselves. But bhagavān and also all our acharyas, our masters, our gurus, they know how to handle it. So it's a very beautiful inner state in them which is being indicated over here. Inner state in a Jivan Mukta, or an inner state in the Lord. Sahiṣṇurgatisattamaḥ. Anything may come and go, but still the Lord never ever makes it an issue. Like how we all make small little things a big issue. Small things, we blow it up, magnify it and make it a big issue. We do not know how to remain balanced, to remain calm. We are always out of balance. So it's very difficult for us to come to a state of equilibrium, equanimity. That itself, bhagavān in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita says, that itself is yoga, samatvam. If you can treat everything the same, that then you are the greatest yogi, the Lord tells us in the Gita. So most of the time or all the time we are out of balance. And to get back to balance, it takes so much of energy. We have to draw from ourselves energy to bring back to ourselves at least a relative balance. That is why we get totally exhausted. Bhagavan is not like that at all. This is a small little story in the Puranas. Bhrigu Maharshi. So when all the rishis were performing yaga, yajna, the yajna pala, has to be offered to the Lord, offered to a deity. So all the rishis over there were contemplating on to whom should they offer, which deity they should offer the final, they put the yajna pala. Which deity out of the trinities, Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra. So they decided that all the trinity, the three gods who are in charge of Srishti, Sthiti and Laya, they should undergo a test. We should test them. Who will go and test them? It's not easy. Bhrigu Maharshi said he will go and check up who has got this endurance, the capacity to endure, the capacity to remain calm in spite of the situation not being okay. So they asked Bhrigu Maharshi to go and test these three deities, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. It comes in the Bhagavad also. He went to Brahmaloka, Satyaloka. Brahma was lost in meditation. He was thinking of creation. Saraswati was playing on her veena. So that also he was listening to. He didn't acknowledge and receive the rishi who came to his realm. He has come as a guest. It was not prior appointment taken. So when a guest comes, we know Atiti is a Narayana himself. Atiti Devo Bhava. He should have immediately received him. So he didn't receive him, he did not acknowledge him. It looked like Brahma was totally indifferent to Bhrigu Maharshi. He became very angry. And then he said that since you have done dishonor, means he did not receive the guest, which was a wrongdoing on his part. Bhrigu Maharshi said, on the materialistic plane of existence, nobody will worship you as an image. So now that is why we don't have many temples which are dedicated to Brahma. Only one or two maybe. But we don't have temples dedicated to the creator Brahma. So from there he was already angry. He went to Shiva, Kailas. There bhagavān and his wife Uma, they were dancing. He was performing his tandava, and she was performring her lasya nritya, and they also did not acknowledge or register and acknowledge the guest who had come. Already the rishi was angry. There also he said, you will not be worshipped in this form. You will only be worshipped in a formless form. That is why when it comes to worshipping Lord Shiva, we worship him in the form of a linga, Shiva linga, which has got a form, but it really doesn't have a form. So then he went to Vaikuntha. He was already extremely angry, because he had gone to Satyaloka, he had gone to Kailasa, and he was not acknowledged there at all. So then when he went to Vaikuntha, he saw Vishnu over there lying down. Yoga Nidra he is. Closed his eyes, looks like he is blissfully sleeping over there. So Vishnu also did not register him. By then he was very angry. So what did he do? He rushed towards Vishnu, we are told, and he was so angry. Sometimes when we are very angry, we don't even know what we are doing. He lifted up his leg and kicked the Lord on his chest, which is something which should never be done. Nobody can even think about it. How can a rishi raise his foot and kick the Lord? It's not that his foot touched the Lord's feet. It was not like that. He raised his foot and he kicked the Lord on his chest, his sacred chest. That much the rishi was angry with Vishnu. Immediately Vishnu opened his eyes. He did not get angry. Normally anybody else would have got angry. He did not get angry at all. On the other hand, he got up immediately and he said, I am very sorry, extremely sorry. I did not register you coming. Otherwise, I would have definitely registered you, acknowledged and received you. He made him sit on his asan, and then he massaged the feet of the rishi and said, I hope your foot is not paining. Why? Your soft foot touched my hard chest. My chest is very hard, and therefore maybe it has hurt you. Then the rishi realized the mistake that he had done. Now there is a meaning behind this story also, the suggestiveness and the significance. We won't go through it. This talks about calmness, endurance, patience over. In spite of having been wronged, Lord Vishnu never registered it. He took it, it's okay. So he may be glorified and praised, or he may have been kicked also by Bhrigu Maharshi. Both of them remain the same for him. Ninda and Stuti. So one who treats both Ninda, abuse, and Stuti, glorification, the same, such a person is the greatest of my devotees. Again the Lord says in the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So sahiṣṇurgatisattamaḥ, very calm, patient. He knows how to deal with the pairs of opposites. All of them will come and go, So we don't have to react to it. So that's what it means. Gatisattamaḥ. Gati means refuge, ultimate goal, the support for us, the shelter for us, the final ultimate shelter, having reached which there is no return back again into samsara. Gatisattamaḥ. To Satpurushas, to those devotees and to those disciples who are walking the spiritual path, bhagavān himself is the goal. To reach him is to become him, Advaita. But Saguna is also there. So his darshan, his shelter, ultimately he is the only refuge for all of us, he is the only support for all of us. For whom? Not for the Rakshasic type and the Asuric type, for the Sattvic type of people, the noble, the virtuous, the Sattvic, the Rishi, the spiritual seekers, Bhagavan's devotees, Bhaktas, for all such good people, noble people who are walking the path of Dharma, who are walking the path of Jnana, who are walking the path of Bhakti, Bhagavan alone is the Gati. Gati again has got two meanings. Gati not only means the goal which we all have to reach. So the goal for everybody is ultimately to reach the Lord. To reach the Lord, Dvaita. To reach Him and become Him is Advaita. But Gati also means the path that we take. So Bhagavan is both for us because He is the Gati. Gati has got two meanings. It represents the path and it also represents the goal for us. To reach Him who is truth. God is truth, we say. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. So to reach Him who is truth, we have to walk the path of truth. So truth is the goal. The path that we have to take is also the truthful path. Bhagavan is Dharma. To reach Him who is an embodiment of Dharma, we have to walk the path of Dharma. Walking the path of Adharma, we can't reach Him who stands for Dharma, who is an embodiment of Dharma. He represents love, Krishna avatar, Prema Swarupa. It's a Prema avatar. To reach Him who is love, capital L, unconditioned love, we can't walk the path of hatred. By walking the path of hatred, we can't reach the Lord. We have to walk the path of love to reach Him who is love. So love alone can lead us to love. Dharma alone can lead us to Dharma. Truthfulness alone can lead us to truthfulness. Therefore, Bhagavan represents both for us. The path as well as the goal. And both are denoted as Gati. Gati Sattamaḥ.